Oh well. All right. So are you supposed to lead this week, or am I?
I believe I am.
Okay.
So let's see here. We just need to start with a prayer.
That sounds
Would you like
great.
to do it this?
Yep.
Would you like to do it this
Yep.
time?
Sure. Our Father in heaven, we're thankful to be able to meet together and to be able to do what we need to for our class. We pray that we may be able to have thy spirit and be strengthened as we go through this activity. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Thanks.
Okay. I believe what we're supposed to do is just plan what we're going to actually get accomplished.
Okay.
Come up with the nonprofit that we actually want to consider and start working on the canvas for it.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm pulling up my idea stuff from last week, and then
Yeah, I think we're the only two that put ideas up.
yeah, I think so. I just wanted to see what I wrote down last week because I don't have other notes, so that's not what I want. Okay, so are you familiar with how to share your screen on this if you need to share your screen?
I believe so.
On the right side, there's a green, or left side, I mean, there's a green icon, and you click on that and you can go to screen share. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I downloaded that thing we were supposed to go through. I just have to find it again.
Because I mean, let's see here. I just popped open I just looked at this here. Now. So it has my ideas, and then it has your idea.
Yep, and that's it. So I guess we're gonna pick one of our ideas.
Yeah.
And
my thought was we should go with something inside the U.S.
Yeah.
And that's because, well, it's easier to actually research.
Right.
So yeah.
I would agree with that. Okay. Okay,
that's weird.
There's the one I'm looking for. Okay. Okay, so let me double check what your ideas were. Do you want to reshare what your idea was?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Actually, it's strange. It says you left the call.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But you can still see and hear me here, right?
I can hear you. I don't see you at all, but.
Okay.
Let's try if I hit video again.
I turn the
no, that's not video. So I can see myself.
Do you see an icon with me in the bottom right corner?
I do not. I do not.
That is very strange.
Okay, well, basically, let's see. My idea is if we're going to go with what's in the U.S., my U.S. idea was doing English classes for refugees or anybody who actually wanted to learn English.
Okay.
It can, and I think it can actually help dozens of people a year. It depends on how big it can get. But I would imagine a class of around 20 students at a time at the most. But once again, it would all depend on how many teachers and everything else, how many classes can actually get going.
Right. My mom actually used to do that, and I happened to be reading through some of her old documents. She passed away a few years ago, so I was reading through some of her old documents, and it was talking about how she had done that. And she set it up herself. She just set it up with the library, and then put up a flyer at the local library that she was teaching ESL classes.
Okay.
And she worked mainly with Middle Eastern people, and she might have had one Mexican guy, but I think that she had several Middle Eastern people, and then like maybe one Mexican guy that she worked with. But it was a very small scale of doing it, but she definitely enjoyed it. So I could definitely see how that would be beneficial to both the volunteer and the learner. Bless you.
That's actually my wife.
Bless her. That's funny. Okay. So my in the U.S. idea, well, I guess a lot of mine were mostly in the U.S. It was about voting, then the junk calling, or the pairing up elderly people with children to read with. We might be able to, I mean, I don't know, I guess you could probably combine both of them into one nonprofit if you wanted to do like the ESL and Reading Connection as one. But if we don't want to do two, then we could just have the one happen.
I'd probably just focus on one item.
Okay. Sounds good. Did my camera come back at all?
No, it has not.
Okay, well, I was screen sharing, so let me stop screen sharing as well and see if that cancel. But it's still not back, huh?
No.
Well, it's recording. I guess you just won't be able to see what have on my screen. So, okay. So if we go through the slides then, I guess we're each supposed to, maybe we need to break out and see what we're going to do for our idea, like specify it more, then the size and impact, value proposition, segments. Looks like we have to do all of the blocks for it. Is that right? Or just?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So where should we start?
Again.
You're
But on the
cutting
other
out.
one, I don't. Actually, I can actually see you again.
Oh, okay.
That's weird.
Well, the other one, just close the other one then, so just be on this one,
Okay.
I guess.
There we go. That works out.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I mean, I do like the idea of having kids that read with the elderly.
I think it's beneficial. I know that I had seen something about it being done in one of the Scandinavian countries, maybe Finland or Denmark or something. I don't know. Anyway, they were putting childcare centers right by like senior centers so that they could kind of pair these groups up more. And I just thought what a great idea that was, and it just kind of bridged the generations together. So I think either of the ideas would be good, and that we'd be able to make a good business plan of it. So just depends on how we want to do it. Let's see. I think as far as like our areas go and accessibility to stop sharing for a second. Accessibility to clients or people, I think that the ESL thing is probably going to be more accessible.
Yes.
And
actually probably easier to implement.
Right, I would think so, because when you start talking about mixing senior citizens with people's kids, people are like, well, have you background checked these people? And it gets to be more complicated. It's not as easy as just having a grandma go to the library and read to a bunch of kids, or vice versa anymore. So I think there will probably be a lot more logistics and legal loopholes for the to jump through, legal hoops to jump through for the Reading Connection, I guess. So let's go with the ESL idea.
Okay.
Do you want me to fill some of this out as we talk, or are you going to fill some of it out? How do we want to do that?
We can fill it out as we talk.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll share my screen just so we can see. Okay, so in the box on the right, describe the business that your group chose to pursue. In the box on the left, include a picture. Okay. So, ESL for immigrants. How else would you describe that?
It could be also refugees. I mean, it could be any number of things. English for those who need English.
Okay. I guess we should define what ESL is, huh?
Yeah.
For immigrants.
Or just say like for refugees.
Okay.
Because I think I think most people consider them two different classes of people.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you have immigrants who have come here through the traditional channels.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have refugees who have come here, in a crisis mode. And I think they would be kind of a specialized group because they're going to have a lot more probably stress coming in than the immigrants, a regular immigrant would. So, I don't know, maybe that group may have a greater motivation, but they may also, have greater struggles because they didn't plan on changing where they lived.
Exactly.
Okay, and then we're going to say it's taught by volunteers or retired teachers. What do you want to do?
Volunteers.
Okay.
I'm sure we can find plenty of people who would be wanting to do stuff like that.
Right. Okay. So then we just have to have some kind of a picture that should be easy to put in later.
Yes.
Describe the assumptions regarding the impact of the service. How many people does it impact? How big is the problem and who is impacted? If your market is worldwide or different country, change. Okay. So maybe we can look at the number of immigrants, refugees per year.
It also depends on the area of the U.S. they're in too.
Right.
So we might want to actually pick a location.
Right. Well, and I think that, where you and I are being in border states, we're going to probably have more people than people in, the northern states, I would think, that are coming as asylum seekers. Let me see. That's not anywhere near recent. Okay.
There we go.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, good. Pew Research. We like them. They're going to be more accurate.
Yep.
2006, there were 17.2 million displaced people.
That's across the globe.
That's across the globe, yeah. Looks like, are they going to give a number there? No. Okay. All right. The U.S. admitted 2/3 of the world's resettled refugees. So there were 189,000 that were resettled, and the U.S. admitted 69%. Let's see how much that is. 130,410.
And they say we don't bring our fair share.
Yeah, we're not doing our share ever. I know. What was my number? 130. Okay. We might be able to, I would like to see if we could find 2017 at least. But we can put that in later. That gives us a start. Let me cite this real quick. Have you ever used Mendeley to cite your stuff?
No, I have not.
You can get an extension on your Chrome, and so I just click this little red button up here, and it brings in the stuff from the web page.
Okay.
And then I can, let's see, it doesn't have authors, so I can just put Pew Research. And then I can save it, and then I can go to Mendeley, and I can get it as a cited source. I have it on my desktop now. And I just right click it, and I just tell it copy as a formatted citation, and then I can put it in the notes, I think.
Cool.
Okay. There you go. Okay, what else? It says assumptions regarding the impact. How many people does it impact? So that's refugees. What about like regular immigrants then?
Yeah, we can do that. Add the
So,
numbers.
US 2016, let's do 17.
Now, Marie also lives in Arizona, so she's another one that's in a border state.
Okay.
She lives up in the Phoenix area.
Okay. So we got several border states here.
Mm-hmm. One of my coworkers plans on moving to Tijuana because it's cheaper than San Diego.
I can't blame them on that. I really can't.
She wants to work in San Diego area, but she doesn't want to pay that much to live there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous here. It really is. It's just, we're here because family's here, not because this is my choice. Percent of the population of immigrants. Okay.
Be nice if they actually give the numbers.
I know.
Well, actually, in the pie chart there.
Oh, okay, let's see. 1 in 4 U.S. immigrants are unauthorized. So there's total of foreign-born population is 44.7 million people.
There you go.
That's including everybody. That's not new people. That's just everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
44.7 million.
Okay. Let me do a citing on that real quick.
You are so much faster at this than what I am.
Yeah, that's what my husband says. I just know a lot of the key commands. I learned, back in the days of DOS,
Okay.
and so I was doing medical transcribing when I was in college in like '96, and I just learned all the keystrokes for things. So I prefer to use key commands as much as possible. Then I can move on through that. Okay. That didn't cite those the way I wanted to. I'll go back and fix it later. Okay. So, how big is the problem? Who is impacted? I don't know if we've answered all the questions yet. So it says, describe the assumptions regarding the impact of the service. So what do you think our assumptions are of the impact?
I think it will help people get better employment, more options for employment.
Okay. What else? More employment options. About what's the word when they like integrate? I think there's another word for it besides integrating with society, but kind of on that idea.
Assimilate.
There you go. Do you know how to spell it? Assimila. Let me see if that's right. Okay. Assimilate with US. Better education for children, maybe?
That is correct. They'll be able to get more involved in their education.
Yeah, that's a big barrier. I mean, it really is. The school my kids go to, the population is very, there's just a lot of Middle Eastern people. It comes from East County of San Diego, which is largely the Middle Eastern, which my dad is Middle Eastern. I don't know if I'd mentioned that, but
Yes.
so most of their literature comes home. It has, it comes in the mail or whatever, and it's got Arabic and Spanish and English on it. And so I guess it could decrease the expenses for people having to print in multiple languages. Okay. How big is the impact? Who is impacted? Looks good. I can fix this spacing. Okay. There we go. Next one is the value proposition. So this is where we have to kind of get to where it says write 3 different assumed value propositions for your business idea. These propositions may be altered after you review the next 3 slides about your customer segments. Okay. So maybe we can take the market impact and make them part of our value proposition. Are you there still? I can't hear you if you are here. I'm hoping that you come back. Let me go.
There we go.
Oh, there you are. Okay, that's good. What did you think about using maybe some of our market impact as our value propositions?
Definitely.
Okay, so let's do that.
I don't think I would really worry about the decreased amounts.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that one as much, I think. I think you're right. Okay. So, okay. The value proposition, more employment options. How do you want to state that?
They'll be able to have jobs where they can interact with others in English.
Okay. Increase
opportunities through interacting in English.
Okay, so increase opportunities to improve English communication and interaction. Okay. Assimilate with the U.S. So
they'd be able to understand what's going on around them with the government and what's happening within their societies.
Okay, so how about facilitate better understanding of local and national community, maybe, I don't know, facilitate better understanding of, I'll just put,
Sounds pretty good.
okay. Anything else we want to add with that?
No, I think it's good.
Okay. And then better education for children.
They'll be able to communicate with the teachers and interact more in the schools.
Parents and children. Okay.
There we go.
All right. So now we have the customer archetype. So customer segment 1 would be our immigrants. And so we have pains and gains.
Well, there would be a fear. A fear that it's a trap.
Okay.
Let's see, what else is there? A fear that they will never understand.
Sure.
That's probably better than what I wrote.
Okay.
Than about being a trap.
I can still put that. Afraid
Yeah.
of being trapped or taken advantage of.
Exactly.
Maybe taken advantage of, being. All right, those are pains. I don't like the space in this at all. That's better. That gives us more room. Okay. And then the gains. Trust and ability.
Understanding.
Yeah.
I know my wife, she's from Chile, and when she first got here, yeah, she thought everybody was laughing at her because she just didn't understand them.
Yeah. Well, I know that feeling as well, because my dad's family all speaks Arabic when I'm around, and I don't speak any except for a few choice words that I shouldn't know. And so, it's like you're in the middle of a conversation, you hear a bunch of blah, 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 and then your name, and you're like, okay, what are they saying about me? Yeah, it's hard to trust that people are doing that. How does your value proposition solve the pains and gains? Okay. Okay. There we go. Facilitates understanding of language, increases trust of others. That sound good?
That looks great.
All right. Next one is going to be the refugees, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So pains, displaced from all that is familiar. Let me make this smaller. Okay. What else? About unprepared. What was that?
Little to no understanding of the culture around them.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to make a quick change. So one thing that you can do with your thing, if you like the formatting of one thing and not you want to change it, if you select all of this and you click Format Painter, you can come back to your other slide here, and I can go Format Painter. Whoops. No. Hold on, I have to do it again. Format Painter. Okay. Now I should be able to. There we go. It'll automatically format it the same. Okay. So, little to no understanding. Okay, gains. I guess cultural awareness and how about employability, maybe? Because we were talking about one of the things we talked about with value proposition is employability.
Not only that, from what I've seen with refugees compared to many of the immigrants, there's a sense of self-worth that they seek.
Okay. And
I mean, most of the refugees I've ever seen, they always want to work. They want to be able to take care of whatever they're receiving.
right.
They don't want to be just handed to them.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree.
Whereas many of the immigrants I've seen are different.
Well, and it depends on how they immigrated here too, I believe.
Probably.
But even that said, a lot of the Middle Eastern refugees, they were selling their houses in Iraq for $1 million cash, and then coming here and keeping it as mattress money, basically, and getting welfare and a bunch of other things.
Oh,
so,
geez.
yeah, it's
our wonderful system.
Yeah, exactly. It's a problem. Okay, so how does your value proposition solve the pains and gains? So facilitate better understanding of the community and nation. Okay. Increase understanding and employability. Increase sense of self. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we have to have one more customer segment. What about the volunteers?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe one of their pains is they want to feel like they're giving back to society.
They want to serve.
Okay. What else would they want? Use skills. I guess retired people, they want to be busy.
Yes.
They
want to feel useful. Yeah, no, most of them don't want to feel dead.
Yeah, you think? Like, that's a big deal.
Which is actually what they tend to say.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people say, and I haven't looked at the research on this one bit, but there's a general perception or conception that if you retire, once you stop working, then you're going to stop living. So, so the gain is serve others and share knowledge and skills gained in a lifetime. Okay. Let me see if our value proposition covers them at all, because I don't know if it does.
I don't think it does.
Okay, so let's make this one maybe, because we could put this underneath this one as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then put here, retirees share skills. Use
Knowledge and experience.
yes, there you go. Okay, that look good?
That looks great.
Okay. Oops. Did I just change those? Yeah. No, I didn't. There. Okay. So how does our value of proposition solve the pains or gains? If
It also helps them make a positive change in somebody else's life.
and I think that's also like a multi-generational reach, isn't it? I mean,
Yes, it can be.
okay. All right. This one, okay, get, keep, and grow. Provide assumptions regarding get, keep, grow, and pass, fail assumptions. So, get, I think that you could like maybe interface with the international refugee centers.
Yes.
Okay. You could also like place signs at local libraries.
Yeah. Signs and flyers.
Flyers. Okay. So keep. That's weird. Not formatted the same as the other stuff.
Mm.
Well, let me see if I can turn on the bullets. Not the same bullet. Whatever, I'll play with it later. Okay. That's irritating me. So to keep them, I think that maybe an interactive curriculum.
Exactly.
Maybe we could find like proven methods of teaching or something like that. I think another thing about keeping is that they really need to feel connected. So maybe that they have like a partner in the class, or maybe like personal accountability partners.
Okay. Like a learning buddy.
Yeah. Okay, and then grow. Okay, there we go, grow. Uh,
Invite
so
invite them to bring a friend.
okay, and I don't know. People always come with their food, so you could always have like a cultural night where they get to bring something from their culture to share about themselves.
That would work.
All right, I'm gonna try one more time to fix this other thing. Yay! But it needs to be not bold.
There we go.
Okay. All right. The next one is our channels. It says provide the applicable assumptions regarding use of direct and indirect channels, expected dynamics. That was something I had a harder time understanding, was the direct and indirect channels. What was your thought on those?
Well, direct, of course, is where we're actually trying to get them. So
Okay.
directly, where we're using our open communication with them, trying to talk with them, trying to get them into the class. Whereas indirect is more like the flyers just being posted. I mean, it's not actually trying to get them there. Well, it's saying, hey, here we are. Think of us. I mean,
like flyers and community networking, maybe?
possibly.
Okay.
Whereas a direct would be actually talking to people. Like if we see them as they're picking up their kids from school or something like that, where we're actually talking with them. At least that's the way I see it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that's right then. Open communication face to face. Provide assumptions regarding use. Okay, so I guess our assumption would be
Face to face would be probably more successful.
Okay.
I would imagine. It all depends on the people too. So
Increased trust and commitment
yes.
to program.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Flyers and community networking. Spread word
Of program availability.
There you go. Okay. Next. Provide assumptions regarding revenue model and the flow of money. The chart provided here is an example. You can adapt this or create your own. All right. So I think revenue model, you're going to have to get grants. I know that there's grants out there for ESL.
Yes.
So admissions office, teachers, I guess that we'd have like maybe administration. I don't think that's spelled right. Yeah. Administration office. This would be
Probably our volunteers.
Okay.
Because one thing, revenue model is not really accurately stating what's happening, because we're not trying to make money with it.
But you have to have some money to run the overhead. You have to have some money to run the office. You know, you're gonna need at least 1 or 2 office people to answer questions, and and some money for the
For any
flyers
materials.
and stuff, right? And then just things like that. So the volunteers are free. To them, we're offering fulfillment, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, and then to learners, they're getting materials.
Opportunity.
So do you want me to put opportunity instead of materials, or materials and opportunity?
Um,
You can just do opportunity.
yeah. I'd say a learning opportunity or something like that.
Okay, good. Okay. And delivery of content. So the flow of money, we're gonna need to add one here. Grants. So we're gonna say government grants and
Donations.
yeah. Okay. Government grants and charitable donations. Does that seem reasonable?
That looks pretty good to me.
Okay. Costs and metrics that matter. So that one might take a little bit more time. We can make the assumptions. Let's see if we can put a table in here. Insert table. Let's do 2 columns and 5 rows instead. So we're going to have cost, item, and cost. So I wonder what an ESL curriculum would cost. My mom just made her own. Let's do adult. Let's see. May be able to like tap into something that's already free. That's out there. Like this is from Arlington. It looks like it's public schools education. A sample.
64 free ESL programs or plans.
Yeah, let's see. Plans and templates. 77 free worksheets, 45 free songs, games. So yeah, it looks like you could probably use this as a free resource. Yeah. And then, so you just have the printing costs. So I would say if you averaged like, how many weeks do you think that a course like that would go? I mean, I know the church in our area, I don't know if they did it in your area, had a self-reliance program they were doing.
Yeah.
And so they did that was 12 weeks, and they seemed to find that was like a little bit long for some people, but I don't know if that would be good. But if you're doing 10, 10 sheets per person and you have 100 people a week coming,
So that's 1,000 sheets.
that's 1,000 sheets per week. How much, like, what do you think it costs to print? Like 5 cents a sheet? Or maybe more, maybe it's like eight.
Something like that.
Eight. That's $80 a week times 52 divided by 12. So that's 346. So we can do, let's say, 400 a month.
Okay.
Cost per month. Okay. So then you might need like a office staff. And what would you pay an office person? Like maybe 15 bucks an hour? You could probably get away with a part-time office person, right?
Probably.
So
Because you
1,300 a
just need
month.
somebody for maybe a couple hours a day.
Okay. So part-time. You'd need a phone and utilities, which would be probably about 300 a month. And then you would need an office space. I know I've seen in San Diego that there's like these little tiny one-room offices that you can rent within another building. I don't know if you guys have them there. They're like Regis centers. They have like a receptionist that's like a central receptionist, and then you rent an office space. And those
I've heard of
are,
them.
have you? Okay. Those are about 400 a month is what I had seen recently. That look. And I guess you're really not making any money as it being a nonprofit, but you can make money as a nonprofit.
2,400.
Okay. You leave that there. Metrics that matter. We need to insert that. Insert text box. Okay, so metrics. So we would be looking at number of volunteers,
Yes. Number of students.
number of students. What about like number of class spaces?
Okay.
So you can often get these at like library or schools and not have to pay anything for those. And I don't know, I guess that to really measure how it would be is like maybe an exit exam. You don't want to really make an exam, but maybe student feedback.
Exactly. Or seeing how they use it in their environments.
Right?
Yep.
Maybe even for the employment part, you could see number of jobs gained over the time period.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, potential partners, schools, library. I think they call it the IRL here. Let me see. They're calling it International Refugee San Diego. IRC, International Rescue Committee. That's what it is. I wonder where all they have offices. They have a lot of them. Okay, so we could like put them as a key partner.
Yep.
It was a refugee? Rescue.
Rescue.
Okay. Maybe a fourth one would be, oh, like a retirement center for volunteers.
Exactly.
Okay. And key resources, human, financial, physical, and intellectual. Human would be our volunteers.
Exactly.
Financial would be grants.
And charitable donations.
And free space to use that, right? Like free classrooms.
Yes.
Or is that, would that be more physical?
That'd be physical.
Okay. Office space. Intellectual would be that website that I had found earlier. Did I go off of it? I think I did. There you go. ESL authority. We put them down here.
We'd also use our volunteers as intellectual.
Yeah. Volunteers. Okay. I guess another human resource would be the learners, or our, what would you call them? Our clients, students.
Students.
Okay. Sounds good. Formatting. I don't know why they have it formatted differently in the boxes. Okay. Makes more sense. Okay, so key activities. So that's supposed to be an activity map of some sort. Provide assumptions regarding what your group would feel are 2 key activities for your business.
Find volunteers to teach and find students to teach.
Yeah, I would say we could find volunteers / students with the same
Okay.
with the same campaign.
Okay.
And then the other one would be like classrooms, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So are we supposed to do a map for each of those right now or later?
We're supposed to have, I think, just a rough of this done.
Provide assumptions regarding what your group would feel are 2 key activities for your business. Okay. So key activities, flyers, word of mouth, and flyers, word of mouth, networking. No, that is network. That is the same. Okay. Classroom space. What was that?
Face-to-face communication.
Oh, there you go. Let me do that. Okay. Community centers. I decrease the spacing at all. Okay. And finally is our business name, and then filling out our thingy-mabobber here. Can you actually type in these blocks? No, you can't.
I usually, if you click like on key partners,
Uh-huh.
you can actually start typing.
Oh, okay. That works. I did mine very differently, so make
It's
this
how I
box.
did mine.
Okay. That way, let me align. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. Top, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so we already listed our key partners, right? Let's see who we listed. That's resources, partners. There we go. This is way easier than doing our own, isn't it?
Yes.
All right.
Let's make me feel bad because you're doing most of the work.
Oh, I don't feel bad at all. It's easier for me to do it, and
Yeah, it would take me a few hours.
yeah, I'm just fast at this kind of stuff, so I might as well use the skill for something. Okay, there's that. Key activities, we have those here, right? No, that's not it. Key activities. A lot of it's just copying and pasting now. Okay, that was interesting. That was not what I expected would happen at all. I guess I'm going to paste it in and then reformat. Oh, I know what I can do. Right click, paste text only. Still big, but that's fixable. All right. Oh. And volunteers. I don't have to say how we're going to do it. I can just say that we need to do it. So let's do that. Find classroom space. Okay, does that look better?
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right, let's see. Key resources. All right. Oh, where were our resources? There we go. Volunteer students. So I guess we have to put each of those in there. Maybe I can go back and forth a little bit. Volunteers and students. Grants and donations. Oh, I can't toggle like that. Not that one. ESL authority.
So the curriculum.
Okay, so curriculum and volunteers. I already put volunteers in there, so I'm not gonna worry about that.
Exactly.
And then classrooms and office spaces.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's not gonna work.
There we go.
There we go. That. All right, that works. Value proposition was on the first page. So let's go up here. Employment options. Do we need to put these sentences in there, or should we just put like increasing options?
I wouldn't put everything. That's too much.
Yeah, it is a lot. Okay. How about encourage volunteer hours, maybe? What do you think? What are we encouraging again? They're up here, I guess.
Yeah, it
Encourage.
was
Okay, yeah. Sharing skills. So,
volunteerism.
okay, yeah. Okay. All right. Does that increase employability, facilitate assimilation to U.S., encourage volunteerism to promote English literacy among immigrants?
Hmm.
Okay. So next we have customer relationships. That's our distribution. No, that's not our distribution. It's different. Um, is that the gatekeep and grow? That is, right? Customer relationships.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Yeah. So interface with refugee centers. Hmm. I don't know how they expect you to fit all this stuff in one area. Refugee centers.
Actually, wouldn't it be more how we actually interact with the people, trying to build trust?
Okay.
Whereas the channels might be using the refugee center.
Let me see what it said on the slide. Yeah, the channels are probably refugee centers. So that's just getting. So yeah. So get is build trust. Keep is proven teaching methods, and grow is invite more.
Yes.
Okay. So okay.
Whereas our channels actually are more how we're teaching it. So the
Yeah.
libraries, the schools.
Okay. That sounds good. So oops. Schools, libraries, refugee centers,
Hmm.
and retirement centers. Did not spell that right, I think. I did. Okay, good. My Sunday school kids are always having to correct me on how to spell stuff. I can get it up there, but I might not have spelled it right. Okay. Customer segments. We're gonna have this done tonight. That's gonna feel really good. Where was the customer segments? Oh, that's right. Refugees, immigrants, and retirees.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, it's works having this done because I still have to do my individual one.
Do you? I don't have to do too much more on it. I just have to go through and like fine tune, do my recording and stuff like that. I know my husband.
There's some things I have to change up.
Yeah.
I have to put my first canvas in and my last canvas.
Yeah, and that
There's a
might.
couple things that the teacher told me to do.
Yeah, I didn't get feedback from him yet, so I'm hoping that I do get some, but I'm assuming no news is good news. Um, so my personal feedback was good, so that was a plus.
Because the peer person only made one real simple comment. This is a great idea. I wish somebody come up with this where I live. I was like, that doesn't
That's
help me.
really helpful. Yeah, give me a break. The person that I had done for, they did 0 pictures in their entire thing. They didn't even have a picture of their BMC or anything. And like everything was just all written out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would go nuts having to actually like pay attention to this whole presentation. I don't do well with that. Okay.
See, my
Cost.
person different types of pages throughout, and it's like one was really dark. I didn't realize there was writing in the dark spot at one until
Oh
my
wow.
second time going through it. I'm like, wow. I'm like, yeah, no, you got to line up all these pages.
Right. You have to have the same theme type stuff in the whole
Exactly.
thing.
Just use the same type of page, just use different things on it throughout. It's
Right.
really easy.
Okay, so I guess the cost structure we should have fixed cost and then variable costs. So fixed would be like these 3 things here: office staff, phone, and space. So
Yep.
2,000, and then variable would be the 400.
Exactly.
Okay. Hey, revenue streams.
Is none.
Yeah.
Non-profit.
I don't know what we should estimate for the revenue streams. I guess we could just say,
Hopefully it's 2,400 a month.
yeah, exactly. Well, if you get 10,000 a year from the government, and if you get, I should change this to per month, or I could change it to annually. 24,000, and then that would be 4 times 12 is 4,800 there. And then if you get another like 15,000 of charitable donations, maybe that would cover. No, that wouldn't cover it.
And we need what, 13.8 in charitable donations?
Say that again.
We would need what, 13.8?
Yeah, but we could just estimate around 15,000 for that as well.
Yeah.
And then it gives you some buffer room because with variable costs, you're going to have increased or decreased printing costs. So, okay. So the only things that we didn't do yet then would be images.
Mm-hmm.
If I email this to you, do you want to find a couple images and toss them in there before it's submitted?
I can do that.
Okay. Looks like it's pretty good. So just a few images and we're good to go. Hey, that was only 1 hour and 20 minutes. Good for us. All right. Well, I guess that's it. I will email it. I don't know if I can share it to our discussion board on the thing, but I guess I have your email in here, so I can just email it to you through
Yeah.
that. So, all right. So we'll plan on next week. Let's just try and plan for Wednesday about the same time if that works for you.
Okay, that'll be fine.
And if our other group members decide to participate, then great. And if not, then we get a grade.
Well, we get grades and they don't. Yeah.
Exactly. As long as we
I,
get a grade, that's all that matters.
I had this issue in a class. I think it was last semester. Yeah, it was last semester. My international business class, where one of the people just wouldn't participate. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Or if when he did participate, his work was so subpar.
Yeah. You're like, how are you doing this great? And like, how are you doing this at all?
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing about the generational gap. You come up with
Yeah.
these younger guys and they just are like, I'm good.
Yeah. I manage a convenience store. I deal with this all the time. Yeah, with the new
Yeah.
employees.
Oh yeah. What's your convenience store you manage?
I manage a Circle K.
Oh, okay. I like Circle K's. We don't have any here, but I like Circle K.
I think there's only a handful there in the San Diego area, but
Yeah. Yeah. I think we do have one. I like to go in there for soda because it's like 89 cents no matter what
yep,
size you get. So
yep.
I go in there and get sometimes.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
sell a lot of
yeah.
those. But
We had
okay,
a Circle K around the corner from us growing up in I grew up in Pocatello, southern Idaho. And so we had
okay.
a Circle K around the corner for us. And my sister and I, we were like 6 and 7, and we decided to go on a shoplifting spree from Circle K. We went in there over a course of several weeks, and we were so smart, we hid all of the wrappers under our beds in our Valentine's boxes. So of course, my mom finds all these wrappers, and she was like, so she made us go sell Avon products door to door and then take the money in and apologize to the managers. And that was a great lesson. I did not do
Yes.
that ever again. It's just kind of how it goes.
Oh,
It's
definitely. I
like a little,
understand.
yeah, trust a little kid to hide the stuff under their bed instead of throwing it in the trash can that goes out every day, right?
Exactly.
Anyway, all right, Brian, have a great night. I will see you next week, and I will email this over to you.
You too.
All right, bye.